Morning, everyone. My name's Jennifer Go. I'm the moderator for today's webinar, and Susan Zhang is the presenter. So what we'd like to do first before we start is do an acknowledgement of the traditional owners of the land. So we acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands within our footprint areas, the Awabakal, Darkinjung, Biripi, Worimi, Wonnarua and Eora nations. We also pay respect to the wisdom of our elders past and present. So if you have any questions during the webinar, please type your questions into the chat session. If there is time at the end, Susan will answer your questions. If not, I'm compiling your questions separately and she will respond to you after if there's no time to do so at the end. Okay, take it away, Susan.
Thank you, Jennifer. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the library session. My name is Susan Zhang. I'm one of the teaching liaison librarians based at Aruba. Today, I'm going to introduce you to EndNote. So what is EndNote? EndNote is one of the best citation management tools. It is available for Windows, Macintosh, and also online. Using EndNote, you can build a personal library, you can create references for your paper, you can collaborate with others, and you can match your paper to the journals that may be interested in publishing your paper. So today, as introduction, I will show you how to build a personal library and how to use it with Microsoft Word. So let's get started. To create a new library, you open the EndNote program, and then you go to File, New, and then you name your library. The default library is my EndNote library, but you can change it to anything you like. For example, you can use your name, and then you choose a location. You need to save your library on the local computer's hard drive, not on the cloud, because they are not compatible. So I will save in the webinar folder. And then your library is created. The next, we need to add references into our EndNote library. There are a few ways to do this. And one way is search within EndNote. It's called the online search mode. So basically, you can search library catalogs and open access databases such as PubMed and get the references into a temporary library. And then you can make your selection and then you can copy them over to your personal library. The button next to it is integrated search mode. This search mode working similarly to the online search mode. However, it doesn't give you the option to make selections before all the references from the result can be imported all together into your EndNote library. So it's important you are aware of this. When you're using this search mode, you need to be careful because you don't want hundreds of references suddenly all appear in your EndNote library. Okay, but it is good for single title search. For example, if I want to find the Library Congress catalog for a book, I can put the book title there, and then I put the author there, and then I can get the references directly into my EndNote library. And then I need to look at the article, the reference, and make sure all the data are accurate. And you can see from the title, see there is extra space we don't need, so delete that. And if I use APA 7s, the first letter of the subtitle should be in capital. So I put it in capital. And you can see from the edition, this is the first edition, so we don't need the first edition information there. So that's how you check all the data to make sure they are accurate. Otherwise, any mistakes in your EndNote library will be transferred wherever you use it. And the second book is not relevant, so I just delete it. And then I can preview the reference in a style. The current style is APA 7, but you can choose any style you like. And it looks all good. So search library catalog, University of Newcastle library catalog. It will be similar. So if I put my title there, for example, I know this book, so I can get it in quickly. I can see there are 3 editions. If I don't need the ebook one, I can just delete it. Okay, that is how to use University of Newcastle library catalog. If you are in the library, as I am now, you can also search Web of Science here. So do a search. If I put my search terms there, early childhood education and care, and I can limit my search to the year of publication, and it will go out to the database and find articles on this topic for me. And I can get the result instantly into my EndNote library. And then I need to check each one of them and see if there are any mistakes. And I can see very quickly there are some mistakes in the DOI field. DOI usually starts from 10 point, and you can see from the DOI field, some of them are article number, I think. So what I can do is I can click on it and then go to the DOI field and delete that part. And I do this for each one of them. Delete. Delete. So it's very important you correct any mistakes in the references imported. And then I can have a look what it looks like in APA style. I can see from the citation, there's in the year field, the date information is also available there. For journal articles, we don't need the date. So what I can do is, actually, because they are all available in all the references, I can do a global change. So I will go to Tools and then Change. And then I select the date field and select clear field. And the field will be cleared. You can see there's nothing on the date. And from the citation, you can see there's only a year there. The date is gone. Okay, so that is online search from within EndNote. However, online search doesn't work on other library databases or Google Scholar. You need to use another method, which is called direct export from a Google Scholar or library databases. For example, if I go to Google Scholar, and after I do a search, I can see there's a set button. If I click on the set button, and I can see there's a link for EndNote. So I click on EndNote, and I can see there's a document, there's a reference downloaded. And if I double click on it, it will be automatically transferred into my EndNote library. And I can see all the reference fields are good. So that is how to transfer a reference from a Google Scholar to your EndNote library. Okay. For the library databases, you will follow the instructions for each one of them. For example, I show you here, we use EBSCO, which is a very good database. It's a generic database. It covers every subject areas. And I can do a search, patient safety, for example, and team communication. I can't type. And then I limit it to peer reviewed and do a search. And from the search result, I can select whichever reference I want to put into my EndNote library. So maybe that one, and also that one. And then I go to the folder view. And I can select all of them and click on export. And then I choose EndNote, which is the first. Then I click on save. And I can see it's downloaded here. And if I double click on it, it comes to my EndNote library. Okay, so the DOI looks good, but the data information need clear. However, if I don't have time, I can save those references and then I can review them later on. To do this, I go to Tools, Change, and I pick up a field. For example, I can use label field and put, say, to be checked later on, or to be checked ASAP, for example. And then I mark them. When I have time, I will check them one by one. So that is how to get references from the databases into your EndNote library. Next, I want to show you, we have some references now, how to get the full text into our EndNote library. So there is a function, it's called the find full text. But before you use this feature, you have to set it up. So you go to Edit and go to Preferences and make sure you put the URL there and set it up, okay? And then I can get all the journal articles, and I select all the journal articles from here, select them all, and then I click on find full text. So if you are off campus, you may need to log in using your university username and password, and you can see they are searching for me. So the system will go to the databases or open access areas and try to find the PDF for me. And if the PDF are found, they will be automatically attached to my EndNote library. And you can see the paper clip there. That means the full text is available. Okay. So, all right. That is pretty good. So we found about 12 articles. So with the articles, have the full text, you can view the full text here. So click on the PDF here. You can see the PDF. You can view it online or print it out. You can also highlight some of these, for example, this part. You can also add a note. For example, you say sticky note. So you can say for chapter 1, and then you can find this article by by search. Okay, so another way you to attach your document is you using this icon. See the attach file, the feature. You can attach any document like picture, Word, Excel, PDF. You can attach up to 45 files onto one record in EndNote. So for example, if I say attach this one and attach another one, for example, EBSCO instructions, and then I can see the PDF instantly. That's the article, that's the instruction. And if I go to the references, I can see the picture I have attached, and I can see the picture and open it. Okay, that is how to attach full text. Next, I would like to show you how to organize your library. You have the full text, you have the references. Next, to use the groups. For example, I can create a group. I can create a group to store all my books there. I can create a group for all of my articles there. And I can also create a group for the to be checked articles there. So I just put it larger. So to select all the books, I can put all the books into my books group, and I can to find all the to be checked, I can use the search box here or use the quick search here. If I say to be checked, I think I code it to be checked ASAP. No, to be checked. To be checked. I can't remember what I put it there. To be checked. Okay. So those articles, no. Okay. Okay. Let's see. All articles, and I checked to be checked ASAP. Okay, the labels. I can use the labels. So if I not can't find it, I can use the labels and put them into to be checked. That is how to use the groups to organize your references. You can also use group set to organize the references for your other projects. For example, if I'm writing a thesis, I can say my thesis as a group set, and then underneath it, I can create a group for my first chapter, and then another group for my second chapter. So, and that's it, how you organize your library to put them in a different folders. So if you, okay, all right. Okay, I didn't put anything in the articles group, but I can. So if I go to the unfilled folder, I can see all my articles there. So I can select them all and drag and drop them into my articles. So if I want articles, I will go to articles. If book, go to books section. So that is how you organize your library. The next thing we need to do is to keep our library safe, because when your library is growing bigger and bigger, it's very important you secure your library. You don't want to lose it. There are a few ways you can do this. For example, you can go to File, and then you go to Save a Library, Save a Copy. You can see from the folder, your library actually has two parts, which include the first your EndNote library and also the data folder. The data folder is pretty much the collection of your library. It includes everything about your library, including the attachment, the pictures, etc. So it's very important part of your library. If your EndNote library is lost, you can reproduce your EndNote library from the data folder. So it is a very important part. So whenever you save it or copy it or backup, you should always put these two files together. So this is very important. So if you use the search copy function, you can save both of them in maybe in another location or or into another drive or something. Another way to save your library, to back up your library is called compressed library. Basically, this feature enable you to put the EndNote library and also the data folder all together and put them into a zipped file. So you can maybe upload to turn it in or email as attachment. Okay, so that will be one document, but it includes both parts of your library. Another part is if you use EndNote Web, you can sync your library to the EndNote online. So you can keep a copy on the internet. All right. So that is how to back up our library. So we spent lots of time talking about building up a library. The next time I will show you how to use your EndNote library when you are writing your paper. So if we click on, if we open, close that one. It is important when you're using your EndNote library and your Word document, you should close other Word documents. So you keep them one-to-one. So if you are writing your paper and at this stage, you want to add a reference. So what you can do is you put your cursor there and then you click on EndNote, the tab there. And then you can have the option, next, you need to make sure the style is which style you are using. So for me, it would be APA 7, and then you click on Insert Citation. When you click on Insert Citation, the library will pop up. The window will pop up. Say, do you want to, find the citation? For example, if I put COVID there, I can see there is one article about the COVID, and then I can insert it here. You have the option to insert it in a different ways. For example, maybe exclude author, exclude the year, etc. But I just click on insert. So what it does is the citation is inserted for you and the bibliography is created for you as well. Okay, that is one way from Word to insert citation. Another way is we can insert from EndNote. So if I go to EndNote, I can select any reference I like. So for example, this one or that one. And then I can click on insert. Oh, I have to make sure I put okay. First, you need to put your cursor in the right place. And then you go to EndNote and select the citation and click on insert. So the citation is inserted for you in the place where your cursor is, and the bibliography is created for you as well. That is how to insert citations from Word here or from the EndNote. Another thing I want to show you is if you want to put a page number there, for example, you are using a quotation mark, you are using a quotation and you put your quotation in the quotation mark and you need to add the page number. So you can click on the reference there and then click on edit and manage citations. And then you can see you can put a prefix, suffix, and also pages. For example, I want to put a page number there, for example, number 6. And if I say OK, and you can see the page number is inserted for you. OK. That's for APA, how to use EndNote with Word. If you want to change to another style, for example, you can. So you can change from APA to Vancouver. It's a completely different style. Vancouver is a numbered style. You can see the in-text citation is the number of the reference, and the bibliography is also numbered. I can change it back to APA summons. Oh, another thing I want to show you is that you can, if you want to remove a citation, you need to highlight that citation, and then you go to Edit and Manage Citations. And from there, you choose Edit Reference, and then Remove Citation, and then OK. So what it does is it's remove the citation and also the reference list entry. So don't highlight and click on the delete button. That is not working. That is not a good practice, because if you have a long document, you click on delete the button, the delete button, you may get the in-text citation deleted, but the reference list will not, or the field code will be still there. So it will cause problem. So remember, if you want to delete a citation, always go to the edit and manage citations. Okay. So you can also, go to the EndNote yourself here, and then you click on any of the references and add, a few ways you can do this. You can also change the way the references looks like. For example, if you go to the bibliography, the drop-down arrow here, you can put them in an underline link. You can also change the size of the references. For example, we put it 10 or 9, and you can see the changes here. So they are become smaller sized. I think that's all I want to show you today. Jennifer, I think that's all I want to show them today as an introduction. Oh, another thing is, if you are interested, I will show you our library guide to EndNote. So if you are interested, you can download EndNote for your home computer. EndNote is already available on all the computers on campus or in the library. And you can also see our introduction to EndNote X9. And also the instructions you can follow, you can have a look. If you have any questions, we have a FAQs page. And if you want to ask any questions, you can just chat with us or book a librarian there. So that's the help if you need. Just say. I think that's all I want to show you today as an introduction. We will have another session on advanced EndNote session. So if you are interested, you can come back. We'll welcome all. Jennifer, do you have?
Yeah. Hi. Thank you for that presentation, Susan.
You're
There are
welcome.
2 questions. I've got one from
Yeah,
Kylie.
yeah.
How do you choose your referencing style?
Okay. With the EndNote, I show you here. Can you see there's a EndNote style? If for example, the current is APA 7, you can click on Vancouver, and then you can have a look what it looks like in Vancouver style. So you can preview it here. That is within EndNote. If your style is not listed here, you can select another style, and then you can do a quick search. Like any style you can choose. So for example, Sage Harvard, and then you can have a look what is Sage Harvard looks like. That is within EndNote. Within Word, you can choose from here. So APA 7 or Vancouver or Sage Harvard. You can, that's Sage Harvard. Does that answer your question?
Yes, Kylie said thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
There's another question from Leanne.
Yeah.
With the online library, does it only work with our library? So when she says our library, I'm assuming it's UON library.
Yes, it's working with our UON library, and also work with Library of Congress, also with PubMed, the open access databases, and the library catalogs. So for example, I did a search for Library of Congress. Remember the Clinton's book? Does that answer your question? If you are in the library, you can search Web of Science in the library on campus, but this doesn't work if you are off campus or at home. The online search doesn't work for other library databases. If you are at home, you may use the direct export, that method. So that is what I did with EBSCO databases and Google Scholar. So online search is quite limited. So it works with open access databases such as PubMed or the open access library catalog, such as Library of Congress or University of Newcastle library catalog. Does that answer the question?
Yes, she says, okay, thanks. Just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, yeah.
And there is another question from Shelley.
Yeah.
Can you place the same article in multiple groups?
Yes, you can. Yes. So for example, I just do another search and see. I show you here. I think there is search says any field PDF notes. If I search, I remember I'm chapter 1. I think it's called. I can't remember what I put it there. I think it says for chapter 1. Okay, so I put a note in the PDF, remember? And I can find it here. And this is a journal article. It should be in my articles group. I can also put it into my chapter. So yeah, the reference can belong to different groups, more than one. Yeah, it just depends on how you need to organize them. Does that answer your question?
I haven't got a response from Shelley, but I'm assuming, oh, yes, thanks.
All right, thank you. So if there are no questions, you think?
There are no more questions in the chat and
Great.
no more in the Q&A section. So
Okay, I would thank you very much for your time. And if you need any help, just let us know. And welcome to come back to our next session. We will talk about the advanced features of EndNote. So over to you, Jennifer.
Okay, so thank you very much, everyone, for attending. I've put in the links to the Book a Librarian session for those of you who would like a face-to-face session. So there's a link there in the chat, and I've also linked to the EndNote guide so you can copy that. And we will be sending a copy of this recording to everyone who has participated today. So you will get a copy sometime this week. And as Susan said, we're running another webinar on advanced EndNote techniques, and that will be on the 18th of May at 10 a.m.
Great.
Okay, so there's no other questions. We'll end there, and everyone's just saying thank you, Susan.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time. Thank
Okay.
Jennifer. Yeah. Bye then.
Bye.
Bye.